Hi, I'm John from Mr. Mulch Landscape Supply. We've sold mulch, topsoil, and gravel since 1995, but a lot of you don't know, we've also sold firewood since 1995 as well. We sell hundreds of cords in a given year, and we're one of the largest firewood suppliers in Central Ohio. Today we're going to talk about what types of firewood there are, how we sell our firewood, what season means, and why we should be your firewood supplier. We sell hundreds of cords in a given year, up to about 500 cords. Later on in the video, I'll explain to you how much volume that is and why you should trust us as your firewood supplier. There's a lot of important and confusing things about firewood that I'd like to clear up here today. Most important is what type of firewood is best, how much firewood should I get, how much is a cord, how much is a tenth of a cord, and what does seasoned mean? When you think about seasoned, that means how much moisture is currently sitting in the firewood. When a tree dies, it is full of water, and when it's cut down, over time, the water exits the wood. In order for firewood to be considered seasoned, it has to be legally less than 50%. Now, if you were to go to a store and you were to get something between 40 and 50% moisture content, it would not burn very well. It would be legally seasoned, but we wouldn't feel comfortable selling that to you as seasoned. You want to be below 35% at a bare minimum. 35% gets it going. It'll be a little smoky, but you'll get the fire going. Under 25%, which is what we aim to be at, that is going to allow the fire to burn long and hot. Anything lower than that is exceptional. When you look at the types of firewood, we only sell hardwood. There are hardwoods and there are softwoods. Hardwoods are going to always be better than softwoods, and the reason is they burn longer and hotter. Oaks, hickories, apple, maple, cherry, those are all hardwoods. Things like pine trees would be considered softwoods. It doesn't matter how seasoned they are, they're going to burn faster than a hardwood. Also, if you're burning your firewood inside, the firewood as a hardwood is a safer option. The toxins released in a pine tree, if burned, inside is going to release toxins that are going to damage your internal units. One of the most important factors to consider when you're purchasing firewood is how seasoned the firewood is. Now, what does seasoned actually mean? Seasoned is how much moisture is sitting in the firewood at a given time. When a tree dies, the moisture is sitting in the tree, and as time goes on while it's dead, the moisture releases out of the wood. This takes months at a time, and so we let this sit for 9 months to a year before we sell it. So anything under 50% is legally seasoned. We're not comfortable selling it at that number, so we like to get under 25%. Under 35%, it'll burn, but it'll be smoky because of that moisture still in there. But we like to be under 25% moisture to make sure that you don't have a lot of smoke in your fire. Now, this piece right here is sitting at 14%. So this piece right here, and you'll be able to hear nice and hollow sound, doesn't matter the size as long as it sounds hollow, that is a seasoned piece of firewood that we'd be very comfortable selling you. Now we're going to move on to volume of firewood. Another important factor when considering buying firewood is the unit of measure in which it's sold. There's a lot of people out there who sell by the piece count. We sell it by volume. And volume is, in our opinion, the only true accurate measurement to make sure you don't get cheated. So we sell it in tenths of a cord. A tenth of a cord is the small unit of measure where we sell it. Now, a full cord is 128 cubic feet. So 1/10 is 12.8 cubic feet. So when we measure this, we know that the way that our logs are split, it's 1.5 feet deep. So the depth and the height and the length have to add up to 12.8. So if you take the length here, you'll get 5 feet 8 inches. And you take the height, and with this you have to take the average because some spots stick up higher than the others. So you can say it's about 1.5 feet, and then I know that how these logs are split, it's 1.5 feet long. So you take 1.5 times 1.5 times 5.67, that equals 12.7575, which is 0.05 short of a full tenth of a cord So we'll just make sure that no one gets cheated on that. Starting in late winter and early spring, we bring our firewood in for the following season. This gives it ample time to season, and during that process, a lot of kindling and debris falls off, which is great for you and your fires. This right here is perfect starter. So you light one of the ends and it allows the larger pieces to catch fire and have a nice fire going, whether it's indoors or outdoors. So when you do see this dumped in your driveway when we deliver, don't be alarmed. It's part of the firewood process and it is a necessary part of the firewood process. Now, because we bring in hundreds of cords in a given year, we don't get much of a selection on what sizes we get. It is a quarter split, but sometimes it can be a little bit bigger and a little bit smaller. So the small end is going to be some sizes like this. Now, this is good if you've got an indoor space and you don't have a lot of room. So this, you might want to come hand pick your pieces, which is an option. This is going to be your average size piece. So about a foot and a half in length, and then different lengths of height and depth. Now, there are a lot of pieces that are pretty big. My grandpa called these all-nighters. These are going to burn out for a very, very long time. So these are good and thick, but it's not meant for everybody. So we do give people the option, if you get this delivered and it is too big for you, you're able to come and swap out for equal volume of smaller pieces.